Right guys, how's it going? Welcome back to a new video. I'm joined by Sharky.
What's going on, buddy? All right?
Yes, I'm good. Out in the rain, in front of St James's.
Mate, it's Newcastle.
yeah, you're very right. Sharky was lucky enough to have been at the West Ham game last week.
Absolute scenes, limbs everywhere in that away end, 3-2. I mean, what more do you want, man, down London?
Yeah, and I mean, let's talk about that quickly for a moment. The fact that we went 3-0 up first half, everyone's must have been very happy. Was it getting a bit scary at the end? Because we don't like to do it easy, do we?
No, Newcastle always do this. Like, we'll go 2 or 3 up and then we'll just capitulate. And if that had been a top 6 club, no disrespect, we probably would have got a draw there. I mean, we went 3-0 up, but let's be honest, we should have been out of sight in that first half. You know, we hit the bad saves off the keeper, left, right and centre, and I'm just so glad we got the lead when we did.
Yes, well, I mean, early goals is key, and I think, well, we did it against, I mean, the goal against, well, what time? Well, we got a first half goal against Wolves, and then we still managed to draw that one in the end.
We could have lost it as well, don't you?
Yeah. But what about the players? Because obviously there was a fair few changes for the West Ham game as well. Obviously Shelby came in, got himself a goal with the free kick. Fernandez has got an assist and a goal in 2 games. Clark's looked good. So let's talk about that team coming into the Bournemouth team. Are you keeping it the same?
Yeah, I don't think you change your winning side. I mean, when Steve Bruce fielded that squad against West Ham on Saturday, I was starting to question it a little bit. I mean, yeah. Obviously Sean Longstaff was out with suspended, but then obviously Matty Longstaff being dropped, I was like, like really? But then Shelby, you know, he's proven there he's got experience, but he's very, very frustrating because he doesn't do it on a consistent basis. I want him to kick on, you know, I want him to become a good player, which he was at Swansea. I want him to really kick on against Bournemouth to try and do what he did against West Ham, just replicate it. So I want to see the squad replicate what they did against against West Ham, because if they do it against Bournemouth, we've got every chance of getting another 3 points.
And do you think you can? Well, that's the thing. That's the big question mark over Shelby at the minute. And obviously we've not seen him for a while. The Longstaffs have done well. Hayden's looked good when he's been in and not getting sent off. Do you think Shelby can hold his place now, or do you think that was a one-off where he's just done himself proud for one game? Is he going to do it this Saturday?
It's a tough one. I don't think Steve Bruce can really change it. I think he scored a wicked free kick. It's a good goal, you know, and I think that deserves to win any game. And I want to see him kick on. I want to see the whole squad kick on now. I want to see we get 3 points back to back and pull away from this relegation zone, because yes, the squad's not high on quality, don't get us wrong. We've got some decent quality in terms of St Maximin, but we need to try and find a rhythm now instead of, like, you know, winning a game, not winning for like another couple of 3 games. We need to, for me, that's what's frustrating, because you know, as you said, against was it Wolves, 1-0 up, and then we capitulate second half and we could have lost it. And I think Steve Bruce, yes, he probably has got a selection headache. But I think it's probably a nice headache to have going into international break. Yeah,
no, I agree, and I'll agree with you. I think Shelby has definitely got the quality to be probably our best player, if you will. I mean, obviously St Maximin's fantastic and Willems has looked good, but you know what, for a centre mid, I think Shelby should really be, like, he should be number 1 on the team sheet for that position. But for whatever reason, recently he's been hopeless. I mean, Sean Longstaff's filled the position perfectly, and you got to give him massive credit. But you know, Shelby should really be putting his name down a lot further forward up the list, because at the minute he's almost bottom of the pile. The fact that, you know, Matty Longstaff's been brought up through the ranks instead of Shelby coming in just shows how low Shelby's currently sitting on Steve Bruce's list until the West Ham game. So hopefully he can do it against Bournemouth.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I mean, you look at the squad that we've got. I mean, Steve Bruce has to drop players if they're off form. I've said it in so many previews before. If players aren't performing, they need to be dropped. And I've said with Joe Linton, Almiron, if they're not performing, they've got to try and earn the shirt back. And, you know, Shelby had to try and win it back, and somehow he won it back against West Ham. And, but he performed. It's his shirt to lose now. He needs to perform against Bournemouth to show the same attitude that he showed against West Ham in this game, because this for me is a winnable game. I know Bournemouth are a good side, they're a small club and I respect them, but we need to be consistent and banging the goals, and he needs to show that he is a top midfielder for what he was playing, you know, the likes of Liverpool, Swansea days.
What about Matty Longstaff? Was it just a case of he's had a few tough games, he needs to give the lad a rest? I mean, he's not done anything wrong to be taken out of the team, has he?
Yeah, I think obviously with his brothers being suspended, he had a good relationship there in midfield, didn't he? I think if you look at it, I think it's motive. Get him out the firing end a little bit, give John Shelby a run out, see what he can do, and he's proven that he can do it. Maybe he's bring on Matty Longstaff in the second half, see what he can do. I don't think he should be completely frozen out of the picture. I think even if he doesn't start against Bournemouth, you'd like to see him in the second half, wouldn't you? Do you know what I mean? Because he scored that goal against Manchester United, which was obviously given goal of the month for October, which was fantastic.
Congratulations
you know what I mean? So
to Matty for that. And I mean, it was a good goal, and I think you're right. I think he's, as much as he's come in, he's had the debut that everyone dreams of.
Fantastic.
And then he's had a few tough games. I think to expect him to be running his socks off week in, week out. You know, the under-23s to the Premier League is a humongous jump. Maybe give him the rest against Bournemouth. I will say a rest, but you know, the lads who played deserve to keep their place.
Definitely.
And then maybe following the international break, maybe when his brother finishes suspension, we could maybe see them two popping back into the side.
It's as you were saying before, like, it's the Bournemouth game. It will be tough, don't get us wrong, but it's what Newcastle turns up. You know, is it going to be the Newcastle that got thrashed against Leicester? Is it going to be the Newcastle, you know, that drew 1-1 with Wolves, you know, capitulating in the second half? Or is it going to be the Newcastle, you know, that played well against West Ham, got the 3 points, hoping that we don't, you know, somehow mess it up? But what we're going to get, I mean.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Moving on to the game this weekend, we've pretty much decided we're keeping the same team. So if you think we should be doing that as well, let me know down below. If you think there should be a couple of changes down below, let me know. But in terms of the Bournemouth game, I mean, I've already done my prediction video this week, so if you've not seen it, be sure to check it out. But I went 1-1. And I think my reason for 1-1 wasn't as much that I don't have faith that we can do it on Saturday. It's just the fact that I don't know who's going to turn up. You know, is it going to be the team in the first half against West Ham, or is it going to be the team in the second half against West Ham? Is it going to be the team in the first half against Wolves, or the second half against Wolves? I mean, if we can go out there and get an early goal like we did in the other games, that would certainly be a good start.
We've got to build in it. Like, that's, for me, that's the most frustrating thing when I watch us. Like, against Wolves, we had that 1-0 lead. You know, they come off the back of a Europa League match, and you know, they're looking tired.
Should be knackered.
and I watched your vlog, and you basically said, like, with the second half, let's build in it. But it was the total opposite, and that's what's really frustrating me, the amount of points that we've dropped for those sort of positions. And against like teams like Bournemouth, we'll have to be looking to get 3 points at home. I understand if it's down there, but on Sunday I want to see we double our lead, and just maybe if it's looking a bit worrying second half, at least you got that second goal to.
And let's try and be positive for the weekend, because we did beat West Ham.
I'm very positive.
Hopefully the lads are going to pull that positive with them into this weekend. Yes, I think there is still a little bit of doubt in people's minds because of the fact that despite the great lead that we had, we basically did it against Wolves, we did it against West Ham. It's this thing where it gets near the end of the game, everyone starts getting a little bit worried, a little bit scared. I don't know, is it Bruce telling them to do it, or is it the players? But we'll basically decide that we're just going to invite the pressure and try and defend. And that's 2 games. We almost very much lost it against West Ham, we did against Wolves. Let's get out there, let's play the football we have done in the first half, and then when it gets to the second half, let's not sit off for 45 minutes.
Well, but if you look at Bournemouth, they're a very good side for that. You know, they're very counter-attacking under Eddie Howe. Fantastic manager, gets them playing. And as I said before, there'll be no pushovers. But I am feeling quite positive for Sunday because of that win against West Ham.
Yes.
I feel like, as I said before, if we get that second goal and we can get 3 points, it's a huge goal in the international break. And again, we just need the crowd behind the players, and the players just need to just keep playing, you know, the way they're going.
Yeah, and you know what? I don't think we're sitting in a. Well, I mean,
we're 4 points clear, which is don't get us wrong. It's good to have that 4 point gap. It's a good breathing space, but I think we need to be pulling even further clear of the relegation zone, because again, you look at you got, is it Norwich and Watford play on Friday night as well?
Yeah, they do indeed.
If they get a draw, or one of them drop points, or if say they all drop points and we win, we're giving ourselves daylight between ourselves and the relegation zone. That's 7 points. That's decent. Do you know what I mean? We've got winnable games coming up, and we need to be using St James's Park behind me as a fortress to get points. Yeah, agreed. And were you saying to me, if we win, we can potentially move into the top 10, possibly? yeah. I think if we do, it'll be top 10. It all depends on results obviously going our way, but I mean, let's just sort of focus on the game, and let's try and get 3 points. And it's going to be a tough one. And agreed. I think if we do get 3 points, moving up that league that little bit further before the international break, you know, let's have 2 weeks to actually just sit down and go, you know what, we're sitting in an alright place right now. It takes pressure off Steve Bruce as well, doesn't it, a little bit? And the players, and that's what I mean, the fact that we are, getting a bit scared of that last 30 minutes, you know, if we can just build ourselves up a little bit further, and try and take the confidence into this one, as we've said. But as I've said, I went 1-1. Did you already say? I'm going 2-1 Newcastle. I think it's important just for the 3 points. Yeah, right.
Very true. Fingers crossed for the 2-1 this weekend. I would certainly take it. I mean, even a 1-0 will be good with me. You know what, Almiron, let's get him a goal. Let's get Joe Linton on the score sheet.
We say this every week.
Yeah, we do. We've been saying it for a while now, unfortunately. Hopefully this weekend it'll happen.
Come on, Mickey, get a goal. Come on.
Thank you very much, Sharky, for coming on.
You're welcome, man.
If you're not subscribed to 100% NUFC already, make sure you do. I will, as always, put his link down in the description.
Thank you very much. Help us.
Be sure to subscribe to Sharky. And I did do a preview over on his as well, which might be slightly different. So be sure
please
to
go along
and check it out. But yeah, good to see you, mate. Fingers crossed this weekend.
Cheers,
and catch you guys later.
How are the lads?